Good morning, everyone. This week's Torah portion is Shoftim, the portion of judges. And the Torah begins by saying that every city must have judges, and they should adjudicate justly with righteous judgment. What is righteous judgment? So the verse goes on to say, do not show favoritism and do not accept a bribe, because bribes blind the eyes of the wise. And a rabbi say, what does it mean not to show favoritism? So our rabbis say, and Rashi quotes, that do not ask one litigant to stand while the other one gets to sit. Because if one litigant is asked to stand, they will feel that the judges doesn't have impartiality, and therefore they will not be able to articulate their argument properly, because they will feel that the judge is showing favoritism to one litigant over the other. And therefore the verse goes on to say, do not accept a bribe, because when the judge receives a bribe, it blinds them to the truth. And they turn into fools. They act foolishly. And this is not just a lesson for judges, but it's a lesson for every human being, because all of us are asked to make judgment calls on a regular basis. And the Torah is telling us, be aware that you have your own biases, and therefore you have to leave your biases out of the equation. You have to judge with impartiality. You have to treat both parties equally and make sure that you don't have any personal gain or incentive to judge the matter in favor of one over another. Last week, the man who was dubbed the world's nicest judge, Judge Frank Caprio, passed away at the age of 88 years old. And many of you have seen his TV shows, and his warmth and his kindness and his compassion. He was a person who epitomized what the Torah says, to judge with righteousness and to treat the rich and the poor equally in judgment. But if anything, Judge Caprio showed extra compassion to those who were the most needy. And there are countless stories of his generosity and kindness. But one story was that a woman, a single mother, came before him. She had 4 traffic tickets. And she explained to the judge that she is not only a single mother, but she recently lost her job. And Judge Caprio said, look, I can't dismiss the tickets, but I could reduce the fine. And he reduced the fine for the 4 tickets to $25. But then he went on to say, I know you don't have the money. So he took $25 out of his wallet and gave it to the woman to pay the fine. But then he went on and said, I know that you need money for food for your child, so here's another $50 for some food for your child. That's what it means to judge with righteousness, with compassion. I was very moved to see his last video that he made from his hospital bed, where he asked everyone to remember them in their prayers. He said, I'm a big believer in God, and I had an amazing recovery from my first bout of cancer, and I believe it was thanks to your prayers. Pray for me once again. Remember me in your prayers. Unfortunately, Judge Caprio passed away, but I think it would serve all of us well to always remember him, because he was a man who epitomized the lesson of this week's Torah portion, to judge with kindness, with compassion, and empathy for every single human being. Have a wonderful day.